The first month of the new year is just about in the books. But first, to end January on a high note, the Lopes return to GCU Arena to host tonight the Bethesda Flames. I'm Kate Longworth. You're dialed in right now to the Lopes pregame show, where we're counting you down to tip off in this non-conference matchup between the Lopes and the Flames, who hail from Southern California, transitioning into Division II action for the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference. Meanwhile, the WAC title, well, it's still on the mind of the Lopes players, but it's not going to be an easy way to achieve that. They're going to need a little help from their opponents and their competition. The Lopes split their most recent road trip results. They first lost at UMKC last week, but then bounced back over the weekend with a double overtime victory over Chicago State.
It was a long road trip. It was cold. We kind of didn't get into a groove. We came out, we played hard against UMKC the first half. Second half started to get away from us. Chicago State, we came out, played hard. They played hard. Good fall win.
It's behind us now. We gotta take it as a learning experience. You know, not the trip we wanted. Wanted to go 2-0, but you know, that's what we got. We need to make sure that we learn from that. Come out ready to play. That we're not, you know, we're not slow coming out in the second half of those games. We did a good job in the first half, and then we let off the gas. So you know, Coach Marley talked about it. We can't be doing that. We've got to make sure we step on it and keep it going just the whole game and not let up and just continue to expand on that lead. And we didn't do a good job of that.
So the results on the road, not exactly what the Lopes were hoping for. Obviously, they wanted to sweep their competition and come back with 2 victories, but they do come back with 1 of 2. And the good news is they are now home sweet home, where they have won 9 straight games here at GCU Arena. And while most people are going to say it's because their hard work on the court, there's a couple guys in the house who think they're a little bit responsible for the good play of the Lopes. That's right, I'm talking about Barry Bedell and Scott Williams. Guys, we welcome you in now for the action tonight. Bethesda here visiting. What can we expect for the game ahead?
Well, no doubt a team that has already a victory against a Division I opponent in Cal State Northridge, so they shouldn't take these guys lightly and play down to the so-called competition.
No, they're a D2 school, but they can get out and flat score that basketball. They like to play hard and fast.
Yes, they do. And the Lopes coming back after a double overtime victory at Chicago State. That road trip was kind of a grind for the Lopes, but they came out with a victory they needed.
Yeah, it really tested them, that double overtime victory. Dwayne Russell goes all 50 minutes in that game, was absolutely fantastic with 25 points. Big game from Oscar Freire as well, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 3 on the offensive end, and 3 steals.
First double-double for Oscar Freire in the game, and a big victory in double overtime, 85-77. But as you look at the WAC conference standings, it is a dogfight, all chasing the Aggies on top. They're a perfect 7-0 in the conference.
They are rolling. 19 straight victories. They're doing a fantastic job. Baker with 27 points last night.
19-game winning streak for New Mexico State. So when conference play resumes on Saturday, 3 straight, it'll be Bakersfield, UTRGV, and then the big matchup on the 11th of February against New Mexico State right here. But Keontae Vernon is one guy that we talked about. Oscar Freire picking up his first double-double. He has had back-to-back. He has 6 on the season for Keontae Vernon.
Keontae Vernon is just a beast. He is so aggressive at going at the basket and grabbing rebounds. 15 boards in that basketball game to go around with those 24 career-high points. It's just intensity, always constantly putting pressure on the defense by being active.
Keontae Vernon, 24 points, 15 boards. That 24 a career high, the 15 tied a career high. Dwayne Russell doing it all in the 2 games, 90 minutes. He was on the court for the entire time. Dwayne Russell has definitely been the story for the Lopes.
He really is. He can score that basketball, 7th in the nation in scoring. Of course, he's 1st in the WAC in scoring and assists. He's really setting up his teammates well tonight. Really likes to put that ball on the floor, get to those spots just below the free throw line. He's got a nice little floater. Will shoot the 3-point shot, but likes to use his wheels and get in amongst the trees, get that body contact and get himself to the free throw line.
Averaged 26 points in those 2 games, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 7 of 13 from the arc for Zero the Hero, but you see the headline, missing Zero the Hero. Dwayne is going to sit this game out tonight with that right hand injury.
Yeah, it's been busted up a little bit. You'll give it a chance to rust it. They got enough firepower to be able to handle this Bethesda team tonight if they come out focused and with intensity.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Flames from Bethesda University in Anaheim, California. A team that is at the D2 level transitioning. A team, as I mentioned earlier, that has knocked off Cal State Northridge. They are a team that plays physical, they play hard, and they've got a cast of characters that we'll be talking about throughout the course of the evening.
Yeah, they got a big guy, Buddha Boyd. He is really fantastic. Got great low post moves. Not real tall, but uses his length around the basket extremely well. 6'5", 210 pounds. He might have bumped up a little bit since then. I'm out here watching him out in warm-ups. It's going to be a nice battle between him and Keontae Vernon tonight. I'm really looking forward to that one.
I believe he may have celebrated his 35th birthday recently, so Buddha Boyd, great story. We'll be hearing more from Kate Longworth about Buddha Boyd and the Flames here this evening. Kate, we'll send it back over to you.
Yeah, if nothing else, Buddha certainly boosting that age average for the Flames. And guys, I know one thing we don't like to see for the Lopes is Dwayne Russell in street clothes. So without him in action tonight, and with this team going up against a Division II non-conference opponent, Scott, from your perspective, what do you want to see from the players tonight?
Well, Coach Marley was disappointed in the way his players started that game in Chicago State. Really got them on them in the locker room. Didn't get a whole lot of bench production in that game, just 3 points off the bench against Chicago State. He's going to be looking for players to come off that bench, locked in on the game plan, being ready to contribute.
That makes sense, and we'll see how it all goes. We know that Coach Marley never wants to overlook an opponent or look ahead to a game, so we will see how this one plays out. But first, it was a road trip that didn't go exactly as planned. So how is Coach Marley dealing with the aftermath? We find out right after this as Barry sits down with Dan and the man to get the scoop. You're watching the Lopes pregame show here on Cox 7. We'll be right back.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Majerle, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Be sure to tune into the Dan Majerle Show for an up-close look at the GCU men's basketball team, recaps of recent WAC games, and hear detailed game analysis from head coach Dan Majerle. Stay tuned for the upcoming shows on February 4th and the 25th and a final season recap show. That's the Dan Majerle Show on CW6. Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show from GCU Arena. You fly in. We are joined by the head coach, Dan Majerle, before they take on the Bethesda Flames, the start of a 4-game homestand. And, Coach, some news off the top is you're going to give the Iron Man a bit of a break, right? You're going to give him a little bit of a rest?
Well, I think I have to. Dwayne has been playing on an injured hand for the last 4 games maybe, but you know, it's just still swelling. The swelling's there. It's not that I think that we can beat this team without him. I think we're still going to struggle. So, but we'd rather have him healthy for some WAC games. So if we're able to rest him a little bit here tonight, I think that's the prudent move. But we wish we had him out there.
It's truly remarkable what he's been able to accomplish with a hand injury to continue to lead the team in scoring.
I've always said he's a tough kid. You know, he wants to play every minute, practice every minute. Never can take him out of a practice. He plays through a lot of stuff. So. It doesn't surprise me, but you're right. For him to be able to go out and perform the way he has with that hand has been remarkable.
You returned back from a 2-game trip to UMKC and Chicago State. A big lead in that opening half at UMKC before you let that one fall
by the wayside, but then you picked up a victory at Chicago State.
UMKC extremely disappointed to be up 12 at half, and then to come out in halftime and really not step it up, give up 53 points, 28 free throws in a WAC game, one that we needed to win. Very disappointed. And then the first half in Chicago wasn't any better. Came out really cold, didn't make any shots, missing layups. Defensively, we were really bad. Halftime, had a little talking to.
A little bit.
I said, is this the way we're going to go out? We better toughen up a little bit and play hard, and we did, and had some great performances and came back and won that game in double overtime.
And you had 5 starters with 40-plus minutes in that game, including Dwayne, who played 90 minutes in those 2 games, but you had to rely on your front liners.
Yeah, those guys showed me they wanted to play. We didn't have much help off the bench. I thought Oscar was really good, 12 and 12. Keontae had a terrific game with his his points and his rebounds, all career highs. And then Dwayne, 50 points, was good. And then Josh, who played really not very well in the first half, came out in the second half. It made some big buckets and showed why he's the player he is. So our starters came through and had to play a lot of minutes in the second half, and it's concerning. We got to have some guys that are able to come off the bench and bring us some energy and bring us some production.
Keontae Vernon, you mentioned he got back-to-back double-doubles in the game, a career-high 25 points in the game. He had 15 rebounds, tying a career high. Vernon's been able to stay on the court, stay out of foul trouble for the most part.
He has, and he's done a good job. The thing that really upsets me about Keontae is I think he could have 20 and 15 most every night if he just asserts himself for 40 minutes or anytime he's on the floor. He's an energetic athlete who's strong, who can run, who can jump. He's quick. He's got to be able to play hard every minute he's on the floor, and if he does that, he'll have a lot of success. So he's getting better at that. As you said, he's done a better job of not fouling, picking up cheap fouls, but we need Keontae to play well every night.
You put Oscar Freire back in the starting lineup. He picks up his first career double-double.
Yeah, Oscar's going to be, I said this, he's going to be a guy that's going to be with us for a long time, and he's going to be a really good player here. So, I got to start him. I got to keep him on the floor, let him play through his mistakes. As long as he's playing hard. The problem with Oscar is early in the year, he had gotten a lot of minutes. I think he got complacent. Was just trying to be a three-point shooter, and he's got to get back to what he is, which is an athlete, crash the boards, get a lot of rebounds, run the floor, hit open shots when it's available, but just play hard. And I think you're going to see a lot of Fifi tonight also.
Okay.
Fifi's one of those freshmen who is very talented. He's got to play through mistakes. That's just the way it is because we're going to rely on him next year too. So I'm just going to let him start sinking and swimming, getting out there, just hopefully get a lot of minutes and play through his mistakes also.
Because Kenzo had been taking some minutes, right?
Kenzo's not ready. I'm going to try to play Kenzo as much as possible, but he's not ready. His explosiveness isn't there. He's not in game shape. Anything that we get from Kenzo this year is just is gravy because after 4 months of coming off Achilles, it's just remarkable. Yeah. I mean, Kenzo's going to be a really good player for us. So I just told him, don't be frustrated, do a bit in the game. Just do what you can. Defensively, he's a little slow right now. So we'll have him out there, but I'm going to see what Fifi can do and leave him and Oscar out there, and we'll give Kenzo some spot minutes.
You'll be back in WAC conference play. Bakersfield coming up on Saturday. You've got New Mexico State coming in on the 11th, UTRGV on the 19th or the 9th. You really got to win out here because it's a tight race in the conference.
Well, we got to win every game, home and away, but especially at home. You can't lose home games, especially when you give one away at UMKC. So we're playing Bakersfield, which is the second-place team right now. We got UTRGV, who we already beat there. It's going to be tough no matter where we play them. And then New Mexico State. We all know how good they are. They haven't lost in the WAC yet. They hardly ever do. We beat them last year, so they're going to be fired up for this game. So if we want to win the WAC, which we always want to do, we're going to have to go on a roll and not lose any more games.
You got a team in Bethesda that comes in here. Obviously, they'd love to come in here and knock off the Lopes. They've already beaten a Division I team in Cal State Northridge, I believe, this season.
Yep. And I told our guys, Northridge is in the Big West. We played a team called Riverside in the Big West at Riverside, and we lost to them by 20. And they went to Northridge and beat them. So we can't take anything for granted. We got to go out here and play really well. And I hope we do. I told Keontae he's got to go out and try to get 20 rebounds in the first half. Just play as hard as you can. And without Dwayne on the floor, I expect it to be tight.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Dan Majerle, our guest. Stay with us. More of the Lopes pregame show continues from GCU Arena. She started her college career at the age of 16 and proved she had what it takes to right away. Now a senior, Tatum Prudome, is enjoying her final year of tennis at GCU with her teammates and her coach, who, by the way, happens to be her father. We'll spotlight all WAC tennis star Tatum Prudome when we come back on CW6.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high-quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. I've gone through things that can't necessarily be taught, and so that paired with everything that GCU is doing for me, I feel like, is setting me up for success. To have someone say, like, I want you, that's like a lot for someone like me. They're changing people's lives. By changing my life, now you changed my little brothers and sisters because they saw that I went to college. It'll just be, my greatest accomplishment, not just because it's a diploma, but because, I did what no one really thought I could do. When they say, find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
A beautiful night as we stroll down Lopes Way, making our way over to the GCU Arena, where the Lopes at 14-8 are ready for this non-conference tilt with the Flames of Bethesda from Southern California. I'm Kate Longworth. You're watching the Lopes pregame show here on Cox 7. We're going to be talking a lot of basketball, but let's just talk about athletes across the spectrum. Kids learn so much from their parents. They learn manners, they learn about values in life, and they also can learn the love of the game. And that's what happened for Tatum Prudome as she fell in love with tennis. And at just 16 years old, she decided to play tennis for the only coach she's ever known, her father. And now her and her father are playing in their final year as coach and athlete here at GCU. And you better believe they're making it count.
Most of the opposing coaches are not aware that it is my daughter. In fact, they would probably bet against it because there sometimes is a lot of tension and strife when parents are coaching children, especially in individual sports. But I've made it a point, I went out of my way early on to do my best to not play favoritism, but also to not go to the other end of the spectrum to make things too tough on Tatum. And I think sometimes I might have erred a little bit on that side because I didn't want to take away any of the experience from the other student athletes.
He's like my best bud. On the court, it's kind of funny. I feel like when he comes to coach me when we're playing opposing teams, it's like 2 against 1 because sometimes my opponents figure out that he is my dad before the match because he'll like give me a hug, kiss before I play, say have fun, good luck. And then it's kind of fun. Like we have a really good relationship and it's not so much coach and dad. Like it's more important to me that he is my dad. So I think that's what helps us have the coach relationship as well.
When I told her she didn't have to play for me, she got a little offended and said, "Don't you want me to play for you?" And so, of course, that wasn't the case. I just didn't want her to feel she had to play for Dad. So it didn't take much convincing at all. She had probably the best perspective of all when I asked her if she wanted to redshirt her freshman year to save her senior year. Basically, I was pointing out to her that we won't have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. Everything else will be the same. And then she said, well, what's one tournament? That's not going to change my experience. And she's right. In the big picture, GCU has provided wonderful experience for all of the student athletes that have been competing here during this transitional time to Division I. So there's one tournament short at the end, but I think it's more than made up for in a lot of other areas and benefits that the kids get here.
I came to Grand Canyon in the beginning. They weren't that well known and I embraced it. I still loved going here. So it was more important for me to get the experience and playing alongside the 5 other seniors that I've grown with throughout the last 3.5 years of college, as opposed to like, wow, cool, I played in a big tournament, but that's just a title, whereas the experience for me was more important.
Tatum had her work cut out for her being the coach's kid and had the spotlight on her a lot more to make sure that she was behaving and doing things right and being a great student in the classroom. So she definitely had a lot of weight on her shoulders and held her end of the bargain up with flying colors.
And Tatum was named to the first team All-WAC the past 2 years, and if that is not impressive enough, she will graduate in the spring, a day before her 20th birthday, with a degree in health sciences. No doubt her coach and father will be watching proudly. Fortunately, though, Coach will not suffer from the empty nest syndrome with her gone. Instead, he'll be welcoming another Prudome to his team, his daughter, Autumn. All righty, well, still plenty more to come here as we count you down to tip-off here on Cox 7 on the Lopes pregame show. The Lopes are gearing up for a big game on the court, but there's a lot of great people in the audience tonight. We're talking about the Best Buddies. We'll tell you more about the program and events coming up when we come back right after this.
GCU offers more than 200 innovative programs across 9 colleges, which now include cutting-edge next-generation programs in engineering, computer science, and information technology. Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Hello, Phoenix. This is Jerry Colangelo from Grand Canyon University. You can join the GCU community by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors and get the support you need to excel. I look forward to seeing you on campus.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Welcome back inside GCU Arena, where we are reminding you as you follow along on this game on Cox 7, we want you to be a part of the action. So find us on social media, Twitter and Instagram, using the hashtag LopesRising. As you see right now, tweets are scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and who knows, the next tweet going across could be yours. Stay with us throughout this broadcast. It's an interactive one, and I'm Kate Longworth. Thank you so much for joining us here for the Lopes pregame show. And I am joined now by a couple of great buddies. They are from the Best Buddies. Kiana Okonowski, she is part of the committee that gets Best Buddies going, and her buddy Luke is with us as well. And Kiana, first of all, as chair for the Friendship Walk coming up, we're going to talk about that event specifically, but overall, tell folks at home what Best Buddies is all about.
Best Buddies is an international nonprofit organization that builds friendships with individuals with and without intellectual disabilities.
How many schools participate in Best Buddies?
As of now, we have 46 schools and all of our colleges are involved.
What is the relationship like you have here with GCU? I know many Best Buddies in attendance tonight, and we were just listening to the student body talk about how much they enjoyed and the different events they do.
Yeah, so GCU has a club here at GCU, and it is incredible. They do amazing work for our program, and they actually happen to be one of our top 3 fundraisers for the Best Buddies Friendship Walk.
And this weekend is the Friendship Walk on February 4th from 8 a.m. to noon. Tell us a little bit about what the event is all about.
So this is the biggest walk in the state, the country.
Impressive.
Raising awareness for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. There will be games, activities, music, and lots of fun at the walk.
And we're going to talk to Luke in a moment about how much the Best Buddies program means to him. But for you, what has it meant to you to have a buddy like Luke?
So currently I am the chapter president at Chaparral High School and the Friendship Walk mission chair for the Friendship Walk committee, and it is just incredible. It has, honestly turned me into the person I am today, and I have an amazing friendship with my buddy Luke that I could never, even put words to.
What's your favorite thing, Luke, about Best Buddies?
I love basketball, podcast, and hit the ball, I think.
Yeah. So you're playing a lot of sports and doing a lot of things, and I know you told me your favorite thing about being part of Best Buddies is you have a great buddy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and it's neat that you guys have such a close friendship.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? I know you'll be doing the Friendship Walk together, but what else do you guys do? What activities?
So we do lots of fun events. We go to sporting events. We go to museums. We have our Best Buddies prom. We have just a lot of incredible activities that, can help build these friendships that we have. So.
Great. And Luke, are you excited for a basketball game tonight?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Well, we're excited to have you guys here at the game. Best of luck on Saturday with the walk coming up. And guys, you have fun cheering on the Lopes. Thanks so much for being with us. All right.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And that's Kiana and Luke with Best Buddies. You can find out more about the Friendship Walk online. Meanwhile, you can find a lot about the Lopes right here on Fox 7. You're watching the Lopes pregame show. Coming up, we're going to talk about GCU's upcoming schedule, plus their competition around the conference. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's a surge of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for greatness. We do not accept defeat. We will not disappoint. We will not quit. We are the intensity brewing in the heart of Phoenix. We are the Lopes rising. Come watch us defend our house against Louisville, San Diego State, and rival New Mexico State. Catch all the family-friendly entertainment. Games will sell out. Get your basketball season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
The Purple pregame party is live and in action right now here at GCU Arena, and you won't miss a minute of this party or the basketball game ahead as we have Lopes basketball tonight against the Bethesda Flames of Southern California. All right, so you know what's on tap for tonight, but let's take a look at what the Lopes have going on the rest of the week and month. Returning to WAC action this Saturday right here at GCU Arena. It's CSU Bakersfield coming to town. The next two games next week also in town, or 2 weeks rather, on the 9th and the 11th. We've got UT, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and the big one on the 11th, New Mexico State. They're undefeated right now with a 19-game win streak. They come to GCU on February 11th. And taking a look at scores from around the WAC on Saturday, CSU Bakersfield came out on top of UMKC. The final there is 74-63. New Mexico State, as we mentioned, they can't lose. 74-69 the final on Saturday. They were also in action last night, and the Aggies, well, they kept it going. Last night beating Northern New Mexico. The final there 98-75. We mentioned their 19-game win streak. That is the second longest in the country behind Gonzaga. Ian Baker scored 27 points. So as a reminder, that big game is coming up on February 11th. But how about the big game right behind us? We're talking Bethesda Flames and the Lopes, gearing up for this non-conference tilt in just moments. Tip-off is right around the corner. Don't go anywhere. Fox 7, we will be with you for all the game action. Barry and Scott calling the plays ahead. Stay with us. More basketball coming your way right around the corner.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
We have to start establishing that this is our place. From here on out. Hey, this is what we played before. We're better safe than them. Let's go. Come on, go get him now. Let's go.
Live from the heart and soul of Phoenix, welcome to the campus of Grand Canyon University and inside GCU Arena, where tonight the Lopes return home for the first of 4 games. Tonight, they host the Flames from Bethesda University. Welcome to GCU basketball alongside 3-time NBA champ Scott Williams. I'm Barry Butel. Kate Longworth will be along in just a moment. While the Lopes returning after a double overtime victory at Chicago State. Scott, in a victory they needed badly.
They really did need it badly after dropping one at UMKC. Came back strong. And then double overtime. Dwayne Russell was fantastic. Keontae Vernon with a career-high 24 points and 15 boards.
Keontae Vernon will be called upon big time tonight. Dwayne Russell will sit this game out with a hand injury.
Yeah, they're going to need another big effort out of Keontae Vernon. He showed a lot of muscle inside in and around the basket. He plays to his strength, really using his wheels good, elevating above and playing above that basketball rim. Been big for this GCU team. We're also going to have to get some help from Shaq Harden tonight subbing in for Dwayne Russell, and they're going to need more production off their bench. Just 3 points off the bench against Chicago State.
As you take a look at Dwayne Russell, he'll be sitting this out. The right hand injury against Bethesda will no doubt be in action on Saturday against Bakersfield. A D2 opponent in the Bethesda University Flames. They are led by Buddha Boyd. He's a guy coming off a 30-point performance.
Yeah, he can absolutely flat out get it done. 35 years old, a man inside. He and Keontae Vernon can be wrestling in that painted area all night long. I'm looking forward to watching that matchup.
All right, let's get it started. Let's send it over to the public address announcer, Paul Deduzer, with our prayer and our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to GCU Arena in tonight's men's basketball matchup between the Bethesda University Flames and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with the word of prayer. Tonight's prayer is led by GCU's Dean of Students and Campus Pastor, Dr. Tim Griffin.
Join me in prayer, would you please? Our God and Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing this group together tonight to enjoy this game. Father, we pray that you would watch over these athletes as they compete tonight. We thank you for bringing the team from Southern California to play us. We pray that you would keep everyone safe, the coaches, the referees, the fans. We pray that tonight would honor you. We pray that you would be glorified in this place, and we commit tonight to you and just pray that you would enjoy this game as we enjoy it. For we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Tim. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with the singing of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed this evening by the Xavier College Preparatory's Honor Choir, which is an award-winning all-female choir comprised of sophomores through seniors under the direction of Ms. Brittany Fain.
Stars through the perilous fight.
Tremendous job by Xavier College Prep Choir and Dr. Tim Griffin with our prayer. Bethesda University Flames come in overall 10-9, 4-2 in the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference. Their head coach, Leo Ballion, in his second season, 16-27 overall in 43 games. Here is Leo's starting five tonight against the GCU Lopes. Alex Reynolds, Buddha Boyd, Jesse Henderson, Gabriel Ostertag, and Kalfani Williams.
Yeah, they say they call him Gabe. We're going to watch Otterstag tonight. He's a 6'7", 210-pound big man. Averages 10 points a game. Going to have to keep an eye on this guy. Everywhere he's on the floor, can play inside and out, and can use his wheels to run the floor.
Player development coach for the Flames, Michael Martin, as the Flames come over from Anaheim, California. We'll talk about Buddha Boyd, a leader on this team. Kaylon will have more on his story as we continue, but first we introduce you to Grand Canyon University. Here are tonight's Canyon State Credit Union starting lineups. Canyon State Credit Union committed to you. Dan Majerle has these five. Shaq Carr in for Dwayne Russell, Jared Martin, Josh Braun, Keontae Vernon, and Oscar Freyer.
Yeah, Oakland's finest is in the starting lineup tonight, coming off a 12-12 performance where he pulled down 3 offensive rebounds, snagged 3 steals, and played 42 minutes. That's right, 42 minutes. The regulation game's only 40 minutes, so to do the math on that one, really gonna watch to see how he can bounce back after those heavy minutes.
Jared Martin has started every game this season, number 42 for the Lopes. And Keontae Vernon coming off his 6th double-double of the season, a career-high 24 points, tied a career-high with 15 rebounds. And Josh Braun, the mayor as Scott Williams calls him, averaging over 34 minutes per game and over 19 points per game. Dan Majerle, the head coach. The associate head coach is Todd Lee. The assistant coaches are Chris Crevalone and TJ Benson. Director of basketball operations, Luke Dallariva. The assistant director of basketball ops is Deche Fall. Graduate assistants, Brendan Sabian. Your 3 keys.
Well, you know, we're going with the Southern California team from Anaheim. That's Disneyland country down there.
Yeah.
So we got the Tower of Terror. Get the Havocs going early tonight. Let them put a fright into this Bethesda team, and much the way they did to San Diego Christian when they jumped out to a 20-point lead on San Diego Christian. And I don't know if you like Space Mountain or the Matterhorn, Barry.
Space Mountain.
That doesn't really matter because they're both thrill rides. That's the way both these teams like to play. Fast, they like to get after it. The Flames average 82 points a game, GCU 73 points a game. The team that plays the smartest will have the advantage tonight, and it's not you, it's me. So never, ever let anyone control your attitude, just like you should never let your opponent control the way you compete when you step on the floor. Go out there and get your 10th consecutive win tonight. That's the way GCU is thinking tonight.
Is that a ride? It's not you, it's me?
Not you, it's me.
Oh, it's you.
More of a Seinfeld.
Oh, I gotcha.
I went kind of more philosophical there.
The officials are Dave Hall, Sean Lehigh, and DeAndre Carr. We're underway. The fans will remain on their feet here at GCU Arena until the Lopes hit their opening bucket. Shaq Carr, almost loses the handle there. Henderson got a hand on it. Carr is going to stop just inside the arc. Pops not there. Keontae Vernon unable to pull down the rebound. And Jesse Henderson from Long Beach.
Well, I'm not sure what the play was there offensively, but they never really got into it. They didn't get off that launch pad in Chicago. Something to watch here early if they can get into their sets.
Turnover, travel down low by Gabe Ottersteg. Oh, we'll see. He barely checked.
Oh,
there
yeah,
he is.
You're right on it, Barry. Right foot on the baseline. I apologize. The fans standing in that right corner. I couldn't see the action.
Long range shot, just broad. Fans can take a seat.
That's what you want. Better than the first possession. You get a nice rotation around the perimeter, and the Mayor knocked it down.
Reynolds, bounce pass, Bubba Boyd. Long range three from Boyd off the back rim. Pulled down by Jared Martin. Ooh, Martin over. Braun pulls down the three, waits patiently, looks again. Oh, big rebound, kicked out by Jared Martin to Oscar Freyer. That doesn't go, but a foul called on the play.
Did you see Jared Martin just tap that ball in the air under the basket? He wasn't sure if he'd be able to grab the offensive rebound, so he rises high. He taps it over to Oscar Freyer, who throws a fake pass while he's in the air gathering the basketball and then attack the basket.
Oscar connects, 64% free throw shooter coming in. 19-29. And he's good with both. Looks up early, finds it. Alex Reynolds from Los Angeles brings it up for the Flames. Working against Carr, over to Bubba Boyd, to his left. Otterstedt, twisting, turning. Pushes back out there, Reynolds. Swarm there, back in the corner, he goes, long range three. Off the rim, pulled down by Braun, the miss by Henderson. Carr, Oscar Freyer in the corner, short. Big rebound, Oscar's tag, picks it down up. Picked off. Jack Carr, Martin doing the job defensively.
Got some live legs in those gray uniforms.
They do, don't they? Carr pulls down, driving, loses the handle over to Martin in the corner. Short. Rebound pulled down by Alphani Williams. Carr working on Reynolds. Boyd trying to drive. Carr got a hand in there. Dove for it. Pushes it back to Braun. They got some legs. Carr. Oh, look who just stoned him. Williams. Boyd looks inside. Martin got a hand on it again. Underneath the bucket. Oh, it doesn't drop there for Williams. Boyd with a rebound. Back out to the corner. Otterstedt. That doesn't drop. Flames can't get a bucket. Both teams can keep this pace up.
That was really up and down there, but that's the way the Flames like to play. They want to play those games 85 to 100 points if they can.
Carr just inside.
Yeah, Carr's been watching Dwayne Russell. Dwayne Russell likes to get to that right elbow for the little straightaway jump shot. Jack Carr buried his first one.
Carr's laser focus on that basketball. Reynolds to his left, looking wide, leaves for Boyd. He's trying to back in on Martin. Got nowhere to go. Keontae Vernon's there, leaves underneath. Williams can't put it home.
Lopes defense, ball pressure's
Up
fantastic.
high for Keontae Vernon. Boom! Timeout on the floor.
Yeah, Coach Braylon needs a timeout, takes a timeout because GCU is off and running right now. I love the high handoff, and Keontae Vernon does such a nice job running that right wing and throwing that one down. Look at this one again. Shaq Carr just gives him a little eye contact, says big fella, you keep running, I'm going to reward you.
Beautiful execution, right hand, one hand down, and Bethesda's 0 for 5 from the field with 3 turnovers. It's all GCU here early on.
Well, this is the start they had against San Diego freshman. They came out, put a lot of pressure on them. The crowd really just bothered San Diego State. I think it's bothering the Flames tonight, too.
Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined now by head coach for GCU Beach Volleyball, Kristen Moore, and you're in your second season, and you guys had a 10-game win streak last year, 18-8 record. Take us through last year and some of the highlights that stand out to you.
Last year feels like a whirlwind because it was my first season. We graduated 9 players, so working on building a new culture and getting them to buy in. I'm really looking forward to this season. We have a mixture of freshmen, incoming JUCO kids, and some fifth years, and I'm really excited for what the season brings.
And it was just your first season, but you guys accomplished so much. So now that you have a year under your belt, what are your goals for this upcoming season?
Our goals are always to be in the top 8 because that's the teams that go to national. So we have a really tough schedule this year, and it'll be a good test of our youth and where we are right now.
And you guys hit the ground running when you tip off the season March 3rd and 4th. And then you also have an Aloha invite in Hawaii. We're always trying to get invited to that. But just take me through what you're anticipating with the upcoming schedule.
We start off with a tough opener at home. We have Loyola Marymount, Hawaii. We play about 5 out of the 8 teams that were in national championship contenders last year. So it'll be tough. We're going to Pepperdine. We play them in Long Beach, and then we see UCLA later in the season. So we have a tough schedule, but looking forward to seeing what the girls can bring, and we'll be ready.
Some great opponents and some great trips ahead, but also I imagine you guys have to be very happy when you're on your home court, brand new facility. What's that mean to you and the players to have a state-of-the-art facility like that?
This is going to be one of the top facilities in the country. The school is really doing a great job. It's just a little part of what they're doing for our university. We're doing the 10 and 2. So we're excited. It's about halfway done right now. We're getting to practice on it, and getting to open up at our home with the new facility is going to be great.
Thank you very much. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And there you go, guys. You hear mentioning again of the 10 and 2, 10 new sports facilities in 2 years. Absolutely incredible here at GCU.
Yeah, we're working out on those new courts already on campus. They look fantastic. Boyd gets stoned by Vernon. Picked up by Carr. Carr on the run. Kicks back out. Frayer in the corner for 3. Oh, it's not there. Martin reaches up over the top. It's going to be called.
Well, an absolutely great job of protecting the rim by Keontae Vernon. He comes off the weak side. Jared Martin gets beat. Now it's just a good 2-hand spike right there. I think the volleyball coach would have proud of that one.
Again, we try unsuccessfully in our attempts to travel with the teams to Hawaii.
I know, right?
I think we're 0 for 20. In the corner. Kicked out. Rebound. Braun. Carr. To his left. Fifi Adu. Kicks back out. Carr. Looks right. Looking inside. Decides to back up a little bit. Now has an open lane. Soft floater. Ala Dwayne Russell got his own rebound. Martin's going to try for 3, and he connects.
Second chance points. Bethesda's going to have to get on that glass, or they're going to get eaten alive in this basketball game if they continue to give GCU second and third opportunities.
Flames just can't have anything drop. Alion's going to put in some replacements here at the scorer's table. Try to breathe some life into his team early on. But the tempo and pace of the Lopes is just on fire. Vernon with an easy put back off the glass.
And a high percentage shots. You're getting dunks, you're getting layups, you're getting free throws, and you're getting open looks from behind the arc.
Reynolds back to the corner. Williams stopping and popping. Hits the front of the rim. Rebound Vernon. Shaq Carr. Moving it. Vernon, open lane. Underhand, not there. Alfani Williams gets the foul.
Small thing there. Shaq Carr does a big thing by pulling the basketball from the middle of the floor to the right side. He created that lane for Keontae Vernon, his big man, to rumble right down the middle, dropped the basketball to him, and Keontae Vernon attacked the basket, got the foul.
Vernon at the foul line where he's been working after practices.
You're right, he has improved. He was at 55 for a minute, now he's at 53%, so starting to come up, and obviously points in the free throw line big once you get into the WAC conference play like they are.
Martin takes a seat. Kenzo Nudo, Scottsdale, Arizona native, checks in. Martin checked out, but Keontae Vernon connects both of those. Inside, Boyd turning on Fifi. Tried to get a pass inside. Fifi got a hand on it. Kick back out. Travis DeVita in for the Flames. DeVita trying to move on Carr. Stumbles. Loses the ball. It's on the ground. It's left there for Boyd. He hits the backboard. Quickly up for Kenzo Nudo. He wants a little bit of it. Not there. Braun reaches up over the top.
That's a couple times now GCU has been crashing that glass and gotten whistled for the over-the-back fouls. Once was Martin, this time they get Josh Braun, but you gotta like them sending 2 and 3 bodies to the glass every time a shot is taken.
DeVita working on Carr. Comes back out front. Tries to move right. Boyd moving in. Swarm there. Kick back out. Latour. Back inside. Boyd, a fadeaway. That doesn't fall.
They can't buy one. It's like they're cellophane over the top of the basket.
0 for 11 from the field. Loose ball. Turnover there by the Lopes. DeVita leaves for Boyd. Wide open look for 3, and they connect. Alex appreciative of their effort.
Well, that's a good break right there. You get that turnover. You get Buda Boyd, your best player, an open look from the left wing. Finally got one and not go down. Sometimes that's all it takes for a team to find their rhythm, maybe breathe a sigh of relief, and maybe their offensive game picks up from here on out.
Braun driving into the paint underneath. Floater doesn't go. Rebound. Vernon's there. Trying to muscle his way up. Loses the handle and Boyd picks it up. Quickly up. DeVita. DeVita pulls down. Boyd. And by Fifi. Hands it off to DeVita. Eyes on him. Kicks back into the corner. Reach over by Fifi. That's the third reach up over the top foul by the Lopes.
I don't think Fifi's too upset about taking that foul. He was getting posted by Boyd down low. I don't think he wanted a big part of any part of the big man underneath, but he's still matched on Boyd as they inbound this basketball on the baseline. So maybe that's the matchup Coach Marley wants, but gonna have to play without fouling if that's the case.
Underneath all by himself with the putback, kind of hiding out in the back, was Lawrence Weatherall.
Yeah, he really was. He double teamed. Everybody else had to rotate. They did not find the open man on the weak side.
Kerwin Smith in the game for Keontae Vernon. Barr gets some help from Kerwin. Underneath gets the ball back and is able to gather it in. Kisses it off the glass.
Yeah, a little more confidence, a little more strength combination down there, taking his time, not such a frenetic pace as you used to see out of Kerwin Smith a couple years ago. Understanding now he's got the size and strength to finish around the basket.
Boyd driving. Aaron shot off the glass. Braun pulls down the rebound, leaves for Carr. He's on the run, looks right in the corner. Fifi Adu has some time. Off the glass, rebound. Braun muscling his way, and he draws the foul.
Fifi Adu had all day to shoot that basketball. I think he even spun it one time to get the laces the way he wanted it. And again, Josh Braun crashing the glass. More opportunities on second chance points.
So far, all GCU 18-5, 11:47 to go, opening half.
I'm Dewey, a student here at GCU studying communications. My dad graduated from GCU in 2009, and he is definitely bleeding purple. He loves GCU to the max. Me choosing to follow in his footsteps was the best idea I could have chosen. I absolutely love sports, playing them and watching them, and I could talk about them all day. GCU has made it possible for me to pursue my passion of becoming a sports broadcaster. The program they had here and the direction it could take me was exactly what I wanted and what I needed. Knowing that I could talk to a professor or a counselor about literally anything that has to do with my academia or even just my personal life was encouraging and exciting to know. The friends and the roommates that I've had in the last 3 years have made my quality of life 1,000 times better. I am a GCU Lope, and I will forever always be one.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Grand Canyon men's basketball is brought to you in part by Canyon State Credit Union. Committed to you. Barry Butel, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth here from GCU Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. Beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. How about the weather changing just in time for the Phoenix Open?
I am so excited. It's gotten nice and hot. I got Bayside passes tomorrow.
Oh, that's going to be great. I can't wait to go. That'll be great. What?
I'm not taking you.
What? You're not taking
I got access to the greenskeepers, the Waste Management Open. Larry Fitzgerald's going to be out there playing in the
it'd be great to see Larry.
Bo Jackson.
Bo.
Yeah, they got a great lineup going on out there in the Pro-Am.
Scott knows Bo.
Yes, baby. Looking forward to it. I think Thunder Dan's playing.
He is.
Thunder Dan's playing, but he's going off too early.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to catch him out there.
Breaking down Thunder Dan's swing on Saturday evening. You want to tune into that, and I'm sure it'll be exciting.
It's got to be better than Charles Barkley's swing. Nothing is better than that ex-basketball player's swing. And how about the Lopes on the glass? +6 on the glass. They already got 3 boards tonight.
Also 5 second chance points for the Lopes. Boys, back out. Davida moving on. Kenzo Nudo underneath, kick back out. Vittore driving and muscles his way for a bucket.
So that's the way you attack the basket. You don't settle for the three-point shot when you're getting blitzed. You got to get yourself a good high percentage shot. He didn't take what GCU wanted to give him. He put the pressure on the Lopes and took it right to the basket.
Braun to Kenzo Nudo up high behind Frere. Kenzo's got to work on that. He's pretty new to the lineup. But they were able to get the ball back. 7 on the shot clock. 6, 5. Fifi stopping. Kenzo pulling down 3. Popping too heavy. Loose ball underneath. They'll want that one back. Driving off the glass. Doesn't fall for C.J. Johnson.
C.J. had a man on the left wing. He could have slid that ball too.
Fifi driving inside, underneath, twisting, turning, got swarmed by Flames out to Frere, beyond the arc. Lopes getting a little chilly. Up high, Latore bounce pass, Boyd underneath. Oh! Swatted away by Oscar Frere! Where's the ladder? Fifi! Stopping, popping, oh! Put back by Kerwin Smith!
Where did Frere come from to ignite that break? Buddha Boyd, never seen an athletic player like that jump up and swat one of his shots down before. He'll finish overhand next time he's got an opportunity around the basket.
Vito with an air ball 3. Braun. 10 minutes to go, opening half. Braun driving, muscle his weight, gets it stripped away by C.J. Johnson. Oh! Stop! Oh, look at that! Boy, just bringing him down.
Yeah, they're going to give him a breakaway foul there, clear a path because Oscar Frere was getting ready to thunder that one down. But look at this one more time. Buddha Boyd thinks he's got an easy layup, and Oscar Frere tracked him down from the free throw line. What's that commercial? Coming out of nowhere? Oscar Frere came out of nowhere on that one. And then I love the hard, extra effort basket there by Kerwin Smith going in there and tapping that one home. Talked to him before the game. I said, you like when I call you K-Dunk? He said, yeah, I like that.
So I guess the foul like that obviously might have been lighting up the crowd here with a dunk. So takes that away from the Lopes and Oscar Frere.
Yeah, 2 shots at the ball side of the bounce here in half court. Jeremy Martin, number 42, bringing it in here.
Frere, Nudo. Too heavy, rebound underneath, Fifi Adu. Oh, looks like he took a shot to the face.
I don't know how the officials could have missed that one. He got wiped out underneath. But what a great job these gray shirts are doing on the glass. Look at 2 guys there, Kerwin Smith and Fifi. And yeah, it looked like C.J. Johnson with that left paw swiping at the basketball. Nothing intentional. He just wants to either take the foul or try to strip that ball away. Caught Fifi across the face.
Well, the Flames are not resistant to committing quite a bit of fouls. Look at some of their box scores this season. Some teams, half their points have come from the free throw line. One game
players fouled out. Fifi takes it back, doesn't fall. Oscar unable to put it back, and the rebound pulled down by the Flames.
Both of those opportunities seemed like the ball had been a third of the way into the bucket before they spun back out of the rim.
Torrey. Weatherall. Not there. Smith with the rebound. Fifi
20-11 advantage on the glass.
Fifi wants some.
Well, that's interesting. He had himself a shot from 3 feet that wasn't dropped. He decides to go on all the way out to the three-point line.
Why bother?
Knock one down.
Why bother getting your eyes?
Yeah. Got gouged in the eye, so I'm not going in there. Gets a steal.
Look at him go. Fifi. How do you do?
All right, now Coach Braylon's team is kind of out of whack. They're turning the basketball over like they are not getting organized in anything.
Oscar driving. Lopes on an 8-0 run. Oscar Freyer heads back to the free throw line.
Well, this one by, again, Fifi just gets that pick, that little drag screen by Kerwin Smith, and the defender decides he wants to go underneath the screen. Fifi made him pay, and then that's just good long arms playing in the passing lane there. And if they go throw it to him, you might as well take it.
Out at the line, they'll inbound. Jared Martin. Out to Oscar Freyer, Shaq Carr in the game. Fifi. Carr. Out to Freyer. Inside, Keontae Vernon. He was rolling down his arm. He was able to push it up off the glass and in. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. And I tell you what, that is another great look. Just a little cross screen, bring the big fella to the block, and he gets an easy opportunity. And then on this end, the rolling screen gets called for the foul here. So another turnover by the Flames. Oh, it was one by Keontae Vernon again. Oh, he just went in there and just sealed his guy on the rotation of the ball. Got right into the defender, used his lower body strength and pushed him up underneath the basket. Left shoulder turn, right hand finish. Que sera, sera.
Flames have gone 3 minutes, 17 seconds without a bucket. They trail by 23 with 8:06 to go, opening half. Smith muscling his way. Johnson wanted to travel. Eddie LaTorre has 3 personal fouls.
Barry, have you noticed, like I have, the strength and patience in which Smith shows now when he gets that ball on the block? He catches that basketball, surveys the defense, waits for traffic to clear, and then he goes into working his action down low, whether he's going to drop step or come back to his right hand hook across the middle.
And that's from the line. 37% coming in, 20 of 54, and he connects on the front end. Definitely an area, much like Keontae Vernon, wanting to see improvement. 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Bethesda hasn't made a trip yet. Reynolds looked inside. Martin up for Carr.
Yes, Black steals leader, grabs another one.
Kerwin Smith stopped there underneath. Timeout on the floor, 32-7, GCU on top. As it has been all GCU here early on. A number of highlights have been posted early on for GCU in this basketball game. And without Dwayne Russell in the game with that hand injury, he's going to sit this one out. I'm not sure he's needed here tonight.
No, they're not going to need him tonight because they're playing exactly where they want to. They're putting the pressure on defensively. They're getting transition baskets, easy high percentage shots in their half-court sets, whether it be at the rim, getting fouled, getting to the free throw line, and of course those open looks from behind the arc. So I love this one by Keontae Vernon because this is a big man doing what a big man should. He patrols the basket, frees it right there. He puts his hand in the air right there, and so's Shaq Carr. Hey, I want it. You throw it up right here. That's where I'm going to be. So go ahead and roll it. And Shaq Carr just delivers a strike right where Keontae Vernon could go up and take a look at it and throw it down. One hand control. I was never good at that.
It was like Montana to Rice. It was a beautiful, right into the hands. Easy one-handed dunk. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, according to a very sophisticated Google search, the age range for college students is 18 to 24 years old. But Flames forward Larry Buddha Boyd, well, he is driving that average up a decade. That's right. The 35-year-old college student athlete is 35. You heard me right. After serving in the Air Force for 10 years, Buddha, who earned his name from fans, joined the military basketball team to keep his dream of being a pro player alive. And he got one step closer when he was given the opportunity to play college ball. Buddha says his 35 years is an advantage because he's able to share his wisdom with his teammates on how to take care of your body. I'm sure at 35 years old, he knows the recovery time can be a little bit harder on him. And he also knows what strong work ethic can do for you. As for his takeaway, he says the game is a lot like life. It gets tough at times, but you just got to come back and score. And he hopes his story serves as an inspiration to kids that you can accomplish your dreams if you believe in yourself. A lot of great lessons, and just watching him today in warm-ups, and as the crowd was warming up here, he was just really getting into it. I think he's really just treasuring this time, getting this opportunity to get to play, and very obviously serious in the game, but he was having fun before the game. And Scott, a 35-year-old college student, can you imagine at that age trying to keep up with 18-year-olds?
It's like when I was playing in the NBA. I was 37 trying to keep up with LeBron James and Anderson Varejao. They were 19 and 18 years old. I never get it. Hey, Coach, you can send me home anytime you want. I was done. I was on fumes out there. Those guys had a full tank of gas.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I am in Buddha Boyd's corner. I'd say, hey, no regrets, man. Just go for it. It was his dream. He served our country for 10 years. South Korea. As an Air Force firefighter. I say go for it, Buddha Boyd.
Yeah,
whatever you want, man.
God bless him. I love the fact that, you know, he's serving his country and now he's getting to do something he loves to do. And I'm sure, like Kate said, he's passing on a lot of knowledge and wisdom to these young fellas.
Turnaround shot there by Alphonse Williams.
Oh, nice play there. Like he faked the pass to the corner and said, I'm going to call number 21. Called his own number, knocked it down.
Frayer eyed by DeVita, back out, Vernon inside. Kerwin Smith, turnaround, one-hander hook. Doesn't go, pulled down by Williams.
Faded a tad bit on that one. That's the one you want to see Kerwin really go straight up and right through the defender.
Reynolds looking for some room, kicks back out. Off the rim by Dominic Carr.
Yeah, nice job by Shaq Carr, boxing out Reynolds on the weak side there for that long forward.
Martin almost had too much time to eye that three. Kick back out to Carr. Carr inside, Kerwin Smith. Fouled, looks like Alphonse Williams.
Now that's the aggressive nature that I was looking for on the last post up by Smith. One hard crowd dribble, bounce that thing with two hands, wipe it between your legs. No chance for the defenders to come in to get it with that decisive movement towards the basket, draw that foul.
Going off the mark to the left. Buddha Boyd checks back in. Fans named him that, Kate said, Buddha. Larry Boyd. Buddha sounds pretty cool.
I like Buddha way better than I like Larry. Nothing against Larry. This kind of sounds like Barry, but
it does. How about? But I go with Buddha.
You're going to be Buddha the rest of the game?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Buddha Patel?
Buddha Patel. Yeah, that's kind of a tough one.
I like that one.
That could be trouble. Yeah, but 6:44 on the clock. I know you're saying it over and over again. It's kind of warming up to you now.
I'm doing it in my mind now, so I'm ready to go next time I got an opportunity.
Yep. Reynolds, far side, DeVita. Looks inside, Boyd trying to turn on Martin. Not there, loose ball. Jared Martin doing what he does. Great defense.
Yeah, another steal, ho-hum. Just the beat goes on for Jared Martin being able to find that basketball.
Oh, he wants a three, too heavy. Kicked out, Boyd.
Coach Majerle didn't like that shot because it was awfully flat. Not the fact that he took it, but he wants to put some more air underneath the basketball.
Dominic Carr lost the handle. Carr gingerly making his way up 6 minutes and counting. Opening half, all GCU.
Yeah, Bethesda has not seen defense the way GCU is playing it tonight.
Braun moving to his left. Oh, that's just experience right there.
Yeah, Carr coming off that screen. He and Buddha coming together. They need to talk that one out. If they're going to get out and show hard on that, he's got to be there a lot sooner. You come off against Josh Braun like that, he's going to get that contact every time. And you send this cat to the free throw line, he's going to make two.
Josh Braun at the line. Nothing but net. 84% coming in. Now 77 of 91.
Look at me like that, Buddha. I can't believe I did that. The commentator Jinx gets another GCU player.
I mentioned his numbers. I probably should have just kept my mouth closed. Ooh, Shaq Carr got a little off balance.
Yeah, Reynolds got some payback on him there. That was a really good head and shoulder fake. Shaq Carr, he bit all over that one like a big mouth bass, and Reynolds gets him in the air. Oh, he's not going to get the free throws. I thought he got him in the act of shooting. Wow. Reynolds got to put that ball up like he's going to shoot it, sell it to the officials so he can go to the line for a couple freebies.
Boyd underneath, trying to move on Martin short. Oh, Vernon. Flames to get another opportunity.
Boyd with a two-piece down there. Unfortunately, didn't come with a biscuit because Martin stayed nice and high. He might have got a piece of the wrist and got away with it, but when you stay high like that, the officials aren't going to call the foul.
Boyd driving on Martin. Quite the battle. Martin's going to be called.
Yeah, Boyd put a lot of pressure on those young fellas down there on that block. You see how would take this 35-year-old body and start throwing it into people.
Martin's going to check out Kenzo Nudo. Kenzo keeps that Achilles wrapped up when he's on the bench. Boyd takes it. Cross court, pulled down. Looking for a shot is Reynolds. Off the glass, Boyd with a rebound. Trying to muscle his way up, and he puts it back.
Well, right on time. There's something about that hard-working basket there by Buddha Boyd that you just knew after about 3 attempts. He was probably going to have to come up with one eventually. So nice hard-working bucket underneath. Took it from one side of the basket to the other, away from the defense, and spun it off the glass.
Buddha has 5. Fifi driving, foul committed. DeVita.
Well, you said they have a propensity to commit a lot of fouls, and it seems that every time down here on the south side of the arena, there's a whistle being blown. They're not doing a good job of sliding their feet. They're playing with their arms, and they're getting whistled for a lot of calls here.
Fifi puts it home. Gabe Ottersteg comes back into the game from Stockholm, Sweden.
I talked to him before the basketball game. I said, anything you want to say to the folks back in Stockholm? Instead of curiosity, he just said, I'm going to let my play do the talking for me. Yeah, we got a couple players I've talked to before the game that same sort of response. Kind of a rough going here in his first half. A wide open opportunity for a rebound. Just kind of slipped out of his hand. He's 2 of 10 from the field and got himself 6 boards, but that one slipped away from him.
Dante right alongside. Kenzo Nudo driving. He draws the charge as Boyd found some footing.
Yeah, does a nice job getting outside that restricted area. Just at the last minute, he gets that right heel up off the restricted area and takes that charge. A good legal position.
Alex Reynolds. Carr, now Fifi on him. Kick back out to the right. Long range 3. Off the mark by Henderson.
They got Josh Braun underneath on that weak side. Didn't box out. Tried to get a little push in underneath. And now the opportunity for the free throw line here for Ottersteg. Just Josh on that left elbow into the left rib cage, or the right rib cage there of Otterstag, and pushed him underneath. How many is that on Braun? Coach Marley got him out of the game.
Braun has 2. There's Steg. Yep. 4.5 to go, opening half. Shaq Carr. To his right. Back to Frayer, down low.
Oh, another tough one. They run the horns high set, so which means whatever side the guard comes off, the opposite big is going to roll down the lane and try to seal his man up underneath the basket. That time Keontae Vernon reached back on the defender and got whistled for the foul.
Vernon has 2. Reynolds. Into the corner. Henderson comes back out. Inside the arc. Hit it off of Keontae Vernon, and inbound coming up with 15 on the shot clock as Kerwin Smith comes in for Keontae Vernon.
Henderson was out here about 2.5 hours prior to the game. There's that one by Keontae Vernon, a little too aggressive. I didn't really see the reach back with the hands like the officials whistled him for, but
Reynolds, Buddha Boyd, long 3. Off the mark, Smith with the rebound. Carr comes back out front. Now there's left. Back to Fifi Adu for 3. Ba-bam!
All GCU right now in the first half. They're able to knock down their 3-point shots while the Flames have been pretty much missing most of their outside shots, and they're not able to get anything inside because of the activity in the swarming defense of the Lopes.
Boyd puts back the errant 3 attempt from Ottersteg. Boyd swarming around Fifi. Smith comes out. Now Carr. Kick. Oh, look at that sweet move by Shaq Carr.
Wow, that was quick. Shaq Carr with a flash to his left, got all the way to the basket. Looked like there was some contact on that finish, but he still concentrated and finished the play.
Carr with 4 points and 4 assists. Henderson hits from long distance.
You know, I started to say Henderson was the first guy in the gym. It's like he grabbed a taxi and got over here before everybody else was working on his game. I love to see that out of young people.
Frayer off the glass. Timeout on the floor, 2:40. Left to go, opening half. All GCU. They lead it 40-18 over Bethesda University. Here on Cox Sports.
GCU's College of Science, Engineering, and Technology offers a premier STEM education with relevant curricula designed to lead you to a career in the competitive fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. GCU is investing in the future of our STEM programs with multiple state-of-the-art facilities, providing students with access to cutting-edge technology. Our STEM education is motivated by a Christian worldview, which cultivates ethical decision-making. The College of Science, Engineering, and Technology fosters traits in adaptability, collaboration, creativity, as well as ethical and social awareness, which makes our graduates from our STEM programs more competitive. Through robust collaboration and partnership with industries that require a STEM-prepared workforce, our faculty concentrates exclusively on student success within a deeply nurturing Christian setting. Find out more at gcu.edu/CSET.
It's a party tonight at GCU Arena. The Havocs and Dancers on the court right now as the Lopes have a commanding lead with just under 3 to go in the first half. 42-18 over Bethesda. We know the Lopes' goal this year to take the WAC. Meanwhile, throughout the nation, looking at the top 25, it was a rough week to say the least. Only 3 top 10 teams did not lose last week. That being Gonzaga, Arizona, and Baylor. And the Zags, well, they are on a roll, taking ownership of that top-ranked spot. This is the second time in school history to be number 1. Arizona moves up to number 5. Number 8, Kentucky is at Georgia. Number 10, Wisconsin at Illinois. A big matchup between number 16, Butler, as they host number 22, Creighton, and number 17, Maryland plays at Ohio State. Meanwhile, number 21, Duke, beat number 20, Notre Dame last night. 84-74, the final there. And I hate to throw it back to you guys on a bad note, but UNC did drop out of the top 10.
Thanks, Kate. Yeah, tough one on the road in Miami. Yeah, the powerhouse of the Miami Hurricanes. North Carolina was up 11-2, and then let the Hurricanes go on a 13-5 run. Never called that's 13-5, 31-5. Never called a timeout.
Angelo in the house. He'll be chatting with Kate Longworth at halftime. Boyd back out. Reynolds from long distance. Connecting. (16-4) the bench for GCU outscoring the Flames. Kenzo Nudo looking to go inside. Floater not enough. Pulled down by Henderson. Reynolds. Moves to his right. Wants to handle a bit. Pulling back out. Under 2 minutes to go, opening half. To his right, Henderson looking to connect again. Off the mark. Goes out of bounds.
Habits of letting them have it on that one. You just say, hey, you just hit a 3 now. I missed one and you guys are all over me.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, that's what this sport's all about, isn't it? GCU has been in control this entire half, but I want to see how these guys coming off the bench here, Fifi Adu and Kenzo Nudo finish off the half.
Kenzo back out to his left, looks back to Fifi Adu. Inside, Kerwin Smith. Turning, looking to make a move. Goes with his left hand and in. Kerwin Smith.
Well, Kate Dunk is showing me more of his game every time he steps onto this floor. That was a very nice right shoulder turn to a lefty hook. Give him 9 points.
Looked inside for Boyd. Bubba Boyd twisting, turning, goes up and in.
Come on, Bubba.
Oh, Bubba? Did I call him Bubba?
You call him Bubba, you call him Buddha, whatever you want to call him.
I'm going to call him Bubba.
And Bubba Berry and Bubba Buddha Berry. Nice play by that young man regardless. But he's not that young, he's actually 35.
How could I make that mistake? Oh! Look who snuck in the back door. Oscar Freyer.
He is very good at parachuting down from the rafters and slamming those things back through.
Otterstedt driving. Up high. Rebound. Boyd unable to get it. Shaq Carr on the run. Right-handed in.
Shaq Carr with the duke and scoop for 2 that time. That was very nice. Right around the defender. That's the way to finish a half.
Reynolds gets his pocket pick. Fifi Adu. How do you do?
This crowd is going bananas. All GCU to finish the last 2 minutes of this half.
Heaving up the shot and an attempt there by Lawrence Weatherall. Halftime. 51-23. All GCU over Bethesda here this evening. Top first half of the season, 51 points offensive output for the Lopes this season. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, Coach, I know on the road you weren't happy with the way the team started off games. Tonight, out to a fast start, 16-0 run. How do you feel about your team establishing the tone in this one?
Well, we got to do it defensively. We came out focused, played really hard, made them miss shots. One rebound or one bad shot, one rebound. We got out and ran, which is good. It doesn't matter if a team's playing zone or man. If we can get a stop and get out and run, that's when we were best.
And I know with Dwayne Russell out, there were a couple guys you wanted to see step it up, and Kerwin with 9, Fifi with 9, Shakar 6 points, 5 boards. Are you pleased with the production you're seeing from some of those secondary players making things happen tonight?
Well, I mean, they got to do it in other games, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm I just want to get Fifi and Oscar some time as freshmen and get them going a little bit. They're a big part of what we want to do. I'm happy with what Fifi's doing. He's just got to play through a couple things, and he's doing a good job. Shaq is aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. And he's got to look to shoot. He's a great passer, but if he doesn't look to shoot, then nobody's going to be open.
All right, thank you very much. We wish you the best of luck in the second half. And guys, I'm reading the score right, correct? 51-23.
You would never know by Coach Marley. He got 20 points off his bench, Coach. My goodness. Coach Marley's tough.
51-23, the Lopes end on a 6-0 run. 3 for their last 3 in under a minute. Jerry Colangelo will be with Kate Longworth to begin our halftime festivities, so you won't want to miss that. That's coming up next.
Our company's Comfortpedic Inc. We're a local mattress company here. It's a small family business that my dad started. Now we are providing the dorm mattresses to the most recent dorms here at GCU. One of my professors, he was a professor for my junior year, Paul Waterman. He was the one that started everything. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. I came up with a short presentation, a very quick business pitch. I presented Dr. Gibb with my company history, and he loved it. So first we started with the hotel mattresses. Brett Courtwright was very helpful, and everything ran smoothly. From there, we began with the dorm mattresses. We asked them what exactly they were looking for in a dorm mattress, and that's when we started to come up with a prototype. We brought in one of the mattresses that GCU currently has. We opened it up. We saw where they needed improvement and what we could do best to maximize a better prototype. And we came up with the mattresses that we have now, and after that everything ran pretty smoothly, thankfully. You can see the community thriving along with GCU, and just the fact that GCU was willing to buy locally from a company that's only 10 minutes away, you can tell that they really want the community to grow with them. I'm very proud to say I'm a Lope, and I tell it to everyone, go to GCU, Lopes up. I'm very, very proud.
Welcome back. It is a party inside GCU Arena. You can only imagine when the Lopes have a commanding 28-point lead over the Bethesda Flames tonight. This is a non-conference matchup, but of course one that the Lopes can use to get only better and better. And speaking of this program and sports getting better and better in the Valley, there's only one guy you can credit it all to, Jerry Colangelo. Thank you so much for being with us. I know you were on campus today. It was Sports Day in the Sun, a symposium on the regional impact of sports in Arizona, which seems right up your alley, but take me through what the symposium was all about and who was here.
Well, it was a great opportunity for our students, both undergraduates and graduate students in the College of Business and sports in particular, to hear from some of the people within the industry. You know, it's $1 trillion industry, and so to hear from some of the so-called experts, or at least those with a lot of experience, tell their stories, it was really very good for the students.
And representatives from the Diamondbacks, the Coyotes, and the Final Four as well, just to name a few. Right. And with the Final Four being in Phoenix this year, what does an event of that elite caliber mean to the area? You worked so hard on making sports have an impact here. To see this event here in end of March, beginning of April, what's that mean to the city?
Well, first of all, we have a reputation in our community for doing a good job of hosting mega events. This is a mega event for sure, and it's the first time ever in Arizona, first time in the West in 25 years. So it's a big deal, and what we would like to do is have a successful event and then get into the rotation of being able to host it every so many years.
I like that. I think Final Four in Arizona has a great ring, and you mentioned just the money in the sports business, and with the Colangelo College of Business thriving here at GCU, what's it mean to you to know students are getting that opportunity now to invest their education in this business and go on and do great things for the state?
Well, at the conclusion of the event today, I really just try to encourage the students to say, you've heard from a lot of people with experience.
but this is great timing for you to be stepping into this trillion-dollar industry. There's going to be all kinds of opportunities, but you're going to have to work for it. You know, there aren't any free lunches. So you take entry-level jobs, learn from the ground level up, and that's how it really works. That's reality.
Speaking, I was a girl who pulled tarp to get my start in the baseball industry, so I know what that's all about.
Yeah.
I think that's a valuable lesson. And one thing that the GCU players are learning is just how incredible this program can be.
Right.
What's it mean to this program to have the national recognition, going up against powerhouses like Duke, Louisville, and Arizona, and afterwards the coaches' comments all the same, praising GCU and the good job Marley's doing here?
Well, you know, there's a plan here in place, and that is to become one of the outstanding programs in the country. And basketball has been a great calling card for the school, for the university. And everyone's dedicated to being one of those major elite, I was going to say franchises, I didn't mean that, but universities. And so where we are in our fourth year in Division I, and I think we could be competitive in a couple of years. So a couple more players and we'll be fine.
Well, you've laid the groundwork for sports here, and you mentioned having the Final Four in rotation here. So I think what you're doing is laying the groundwork that GCU will be playing in a Final Four here in the Valley, right?
Right. Well, that's true. I think GCU is going to be right in the middle of all of what you're talking about, and I think everyone's very proud to be a part of it.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for joining us, and more Lopes basketball coming your way right after this. Barry and Scott break down the first half, and with a lead like 51-23, we know you're going to want to see what the Lopes can do in the second half. We'll be right back.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. And now GCU is leading in the area of computer science and IT. With over 200 university degree programs across 9 colleges on campus and online, join the most inventive concept in education today. Fast track options available with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, and systems architecture. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT. At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty and student advisors. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Wow. Look at the acrobats. Amazing, we did the same thing before the game tonight, you and I. We were up there. Very detailed. Scott Myers came over.
like that.
I know, it's amazing. It was a complete ripoff of what we did earlier before the game ever started. But anyway, the Lopes are owning it here tonight, 51-23. It's a fun game, obviously. At points in the season, they played up to their competition. They played down to their competition, but tonight it's been running and gunning.
They are bringing it to the yard tonight, as they like to say. They're defending the arc, holding to 21% shooting on 3 of 14 from behind the arc, playing without fouling, only put them on the free throw line twice. Overall, great defense, 26% shooting for the Flames. On the other side, they're getting anything that they want inside. They're getting to the foul line, controlling the glass, 28-20 advantage on the glass. They got 8 steals. They're just doing anything that they want to do.
Well, let's take a look at the first half highlights. We begin with Shaq Carr in for Dwayne Russell.
Love that one right there. A little screen. Shaq Carr comes off big, right to the elbow, knocks it down in the high handoff to Keontae Vernon. He had a nice first half as well. He had himself 8 points to go along with 3 rebounds. Buda Boyd in the action there, or Bubba, I'm not sure what we're calling him on that one. I love that one by Oscar Freire, controlling that paint area there. Fifi Adu knocks down a 3.
He had 11 points in that first half, and then Williams, he called his own number there. Last little turnaround jump shot, knocks it down. Boy, this is Kerwin Smith one more time running the floor using his wheels. He had 9 points in that first half. This Prudome, boy, that was after he had 3 opportunities on one trip down the floor. He gets one to go, and then again we talked about Fifi Adu coming off that bench. Of those 20 points there, they were fantastic. 7 of 11 shooting off the bench for 20 points, and 2 or 3 from behind the arc as well. If you throw Shaq Carr in there, and I love that stats right there, and that bench scoring. That's what we're talking about right there. That bench scoring was absolutely fantastic.
Everybody's getting in on the action. You wonder how deep the bench might go here in the second half. GCU on top, 51-23. Kate will be back with more from GCU Arena.
There's a surge of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for greatness. We do not accept defeat. We will not disappoint. We will not quit. We are the intensity brewing in the heart of Phoenix. We are the Lopes rising. Come watch us defend our house against Louisville, San Diego State, and rival New Mexico State. Catch all the family-friendly entertainment. Games will sell out. Get your basketball season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692. GCU offers more than 200 innovative programs across 9 colleges, which now include cutting-edge next-generation programs in engineering, computer science, and information technology. Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back inside GCU Arena, where the teams have taken the court, warming up for the second half. And if the second half is anything like the first half, the crowd in attendance tonight is going to be happy. Right now, the Lopes have a commanding 28-point lead. And leading the way for the team, Fifi Adu stepping up with 11 points, also stepping up their game tonight. Kerwin and Oscar with 9 and 8 points respectively. Keontae Burden also with 8 points. Leading the way for the Flames, Buddha Boyd, 9 points for the 35-year-old. When we come back right after this, the second half tips off Lopes basketball. Stay with us.
Our company's Comfortpedic Inc. We're a local mattress company here. It's a small family business that my dad started. Now we are providing the dorm mattresses to the most recent dorms here at GCU. One of my professors, he was a professor for my junior year, Paul Waterman. He was the one that started everything. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. I came up with a short presentation, a very quick business pitch. I presented Dr. Gibb with my company history, and he loved it. So first we started with the hotel mattresses. Brett Courtwhite was very helpful, and everything ran smoothly. From there, we began with the dorm mattresses. We asked him what exactly they were looking for in a dorm mattress, and that's when we started to come up with a prototype. We brought in one of the mattresses that GCU currently has. We opened it up. We saw where they needed improvement and what we could do best to maximize a better prototype. And we came up with the mattresses that we have now, and after that everything ran pretty smoothly, thankfully. You can see the community thriving along with GCU, and just the fact that GCU was willing to buy locally from a company that's only 10 minutes away, you can tell that they really want the community to grow with them. I'm very proud to say I'm a Lope, and I tell it to everyone, go to GCU, Lopes up. I'm very, very proud.
Back live at GCU Arena, Barry Butel, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth. The Lopes on top, 51-23 over Bethesda University, the first of a 4-game homestand. without Dwayne Russell, out with that hand injury. No doubt we'll be back Saturday night when conference play resumes against Bakersfield.
Yeah, they need him because he's averaging 23 points a game in his WAC conference, leading the league, and the next closest guy, Fred Sims Jr., is averaging 19.
UTRGV and New Mexico State all part of the homestand. DeVita from the corner, 3. Doesn't go. Encourage you to come out to GCU Arena. Some great matchups. Bakersfield, New Mexico State. They're on a 19-game winning streak.
Yeah, bring your earplugs. This place is loud. Havocs are running tonight.
Whoa, look at Deontay Vernon making it look easy.
Yeah, but that was a wonderful pass by Jared Martin. You got to thank the passer when you get a great dish like that. Deontay Vernon has been the recipient of a couple wonderful passes from Shaq Carr and Jared Martin tonight.
Otterstep driving, kicks back out. Henderson pulls down, looks back outside. Otterstep over to Reynolds. Reynolds looking for 3, and he hits.
Give credit where credit was due. That was Bethesda really executing their half-court offense. Wonderful passes around the perimeter. They find the guy that they want from behind the arc.
Carr over to Oscar Freyer. Far side. The elbow to Martin inside in the paint. Turnaround, little jumper. Vernon unsuccessful. Ottersteg picks up the rebound for the Flames. Coming out, looking sharper. Here's DeVita. He's off the mark, heavy. Martin up for Carr. Vernon driving. Tap back, not there. Braun with the follow-up.
That's hustle right there for you. That's JB doing what he does. He was well beyond the initial action, but kept hustling down the floor, and then ball finds energy. JB gets the ball right in his hands and lays it in off the basket.
3.7 boards for Josh. Soft floater not there. See it grave. Vernon's going to end up with it.
Yeah, Vernon and Freer fight for that.
Give me that.
They want those stats.
Braun looking for 3. Bam!
I love that kid. He just works hard on both ends of the floor. That time he gets out there to spot on that left wing that he loves so much, and his teammates know right where to look for him.
Henderson, long 3. Second of the game, right?
Yes, he had
sharp.
one down on the right side from about the same spot on the floor. He's 2 for 3 from that spot in both halves.
Carr pulls back, finds nothing but air. Keontae Vernon.
Look at this one here by Jared Martin to Keontae Vernon. Beautiful execution. And I love this one here. Shaq Carr finds his main man on the left side.
Boyd off the glass.
It looks like this Bethesda team now has calmed down. They were rattled in that first half by the noise of this crowd. Doubtful that they play in front of crowds this boisterous in the Division II PCAC. They had them rattled in the first half. They never got back under control. I think their coach, Leo, had a chance to calm them down at the half. Said, just go out there, relax, play some ball. And that's what they're doing here in the second half.
Yeah, you can see it in their faces during the pregame warm-ups. They're all looking around the Havocs, and they're smiling, looking around at the atmosphere. Dale Ballion, second year as head coach at Bethesda University.
Yeah, doing a nice job. He also subs in as the athletic director. He's 16 and 27 in his 43 games over at Bethesda.
Ray Rigby in the game on the Nassau Bahamas. Long 3, wings out, Martin on the rebound. Up for Braun on the right side. Stops, looking for 3. Oh!
Well, he kind of surveyed the defense. It was more of a 2-on-2 than it was a man advantage, but considering the fact that he had just canned a 3 from the left side, he thought he would test the right.
Henderson's looking for a 3. Off the mark, front of the rim, pulled down by Freyer. Freyer surveys the court, looks to his right, Carr. Rigby on him, back to Martin beyond the arc. He'll lead there for Freyer. Freyer is looking for something, a 3-point land.
Oscar Freyer doing it tonight, 13 points, 3 of 8 shooting, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Give him 4 boards, give him a couple block shots, stuffing that stat sheet.
Boyd, long 3.
About that. half. Buda Boyd, after a quiet first half, now starting to pick it up. Got 14 points, getting 7 boards. He had a nice little talking to. I think everybody in those black jerseys coming out a little bit more relaxed.
Yes, they are. Boyd's going to be called. Yeah, the New Mexico State game, it's going to be a whiteout. White T-shirts for everybody. It'll be quite a scene here at GCU Arena. It will be packed that evening.
Whiteout?
February 11th. Special guest with Kate Longworth.
Thanks, guys. I am joined by junior beach volleyball player Molly Turner. And Molly, are you excited to get the season underway next month?
I'm so unbelievably excited. There's a lot of new things for this season, including the beach volleyball stadium. Yeah, we're super honored.
What's it mean to be playing on those new courts?
It's such an honor for GCU to support us in such a big way and giving us such a new stadium because it is such a new facility and it's the best thing that we could ask for.
I know most athletes want obviously a home court advantage with a facility like that. But taking the show on the road, not that bad when you guys are going up against some great competitors and going over to Hawaii.
Oh yeah, we will be going to Hawaii, and every year we go, it's the best trip of the year. It's definitely going to be tough competition going against Hawaii, who plays, I believe, top 8 in the nation, so it's definitely going to be hard competition, but we're going to be able to take it this year.
And we're checking out the schedule. There's also a matchup in Illinois, beach volleyball in Illinois. Who knew?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah. I'm actually from Illinois, and yeah.
So take us through what are the differences from beach volleyball and regular indoor volleyball?
Well, the court is definitely a lot smaller, but you can't tip in beach volleyball, and hand setting is super strict. And obviously there's 2 people on the court, where in indoor there's 6.
And then lastly, as you guys set your goals for the season, what do you guys hope to accomplish?
We're definitely aiming for nationals this year. Our team is stronger, faster, and definitely aiming for the top, so we'll see what happens.
All right, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much, Molly. And guys, you heard it. She grew up in Illinois, chose beach volleyball for her sport. Now she's traveling to Hawaii, playing on a brand new court in Arizona here. I think she made the right decision. What do you say?
I'm thinking, yeah, you've been in Chicago in the winter time.
Yeah, I've seen her playing beach volleyball up there at Oak Street Beach, Ohio Street Beach. Not quite the same.
Like Michigan?
Yeah, not quite the same as going out and being able to play in Hawaii. When are we going to get
know,
that trip?
would we?
When are we going to get that trip?
I don't know.
How many years you got to put in over here on the sideline before you get a road trip?
Rigby on the run. Braun.
Smothered chicken.
Keontae Vernon. Martin to Vernon. Off the glass. He was nice.
That was really nice. They got the break they wanted. Keontae Vernon gave it up, and the unselfish Jared Martin gives it right back to him for the easy 2.
Martin looking for 3. Braun's going to gather that in. Martin on the run again. Up high, Keontae Vernon. 2-headed. Got to work on that. Otterstedt. Rigby. Back out. Reynolds. Henderson. Rigby. Derwin Smith over the scorer's table, getting ready to come in. Rigby kicks back out. Reynolds looking for 3. And it's nothing but net.
Oh, that was a nice dish that time. Very good setup. Close to the open spot on the floor. Knocked it down. Love those shoes.
Battle of 3s. Oh yeah, they're like flames. Right there with the team name, right?
Okay, well,
that's the tie-in.
Didn't even pick up on that.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm so astute. Hey, John Braun, it's a 3. That's 4 for 4 in the second half. They were 4 of 13 in the entire opening half. According to Jerry Dunnins, the best stat man in the business.
We're talking about Flames. The mayor is on fire right now. 17 points.
Tip back out, Rigby. Boyd pulls back. Play Rigby. Henderson looking for 3 again.
Henderson now, he's got 2 here in the second half from behind the arc. You have to recognize the hot shooter there. Get a hand in his face. Maybe put it on the deck.
Player pulls down, he wants something. Bowling now, little soft floater. The flat one didn't go in.
What a jump shot from that distance. Big guy shooting a floater from 12 feet. Let's see him go up and shoot a nice little jump shot.
Great B. Henderson. Dave Vernon's going to be called. His third.
Yeah, a little contact, not too much. Bishop just felt like he needed to blow a whistle on that one. Keontae Vernon's not too upset. He was working hard out there. He could use a little breather. Come back in with Kerwin Smith, Shaq Carr, and Chinzo Nuda.
Martin, Vernon, and Braun.
That's the last one we'll see of Josh Braun. And he went for 43 minutes against Chicago State. This one seems to be well in hand here, up 31. He's been up 35 at one point. Bring some of these guys in off the bench, see what they can do. I want to see what Sheep can do off the bench again.
Boyd. And shot hard. Driving back out Fifi quickly to Oscar. Frayer loses the handle. The ball ends up back into Fifi's hands. 16 on the clock. And counting.
Oscar Frayer was clear for runway number 4. He was getting ready to take off on somebody.
Carr. He drives up and under. He loves that move.
He is so good at taking that basketball up and then swinging it down below his waistband and coming back around the other way with it.
Latore connects from the corner.
Good little basketball there, a little pick and pop. Knocks down the corner bucket. Long distance shot. They get 3 on that, just 2.
Kenzo Nudo.
That's a 3 for Nudo out of the left corner.
Fifi looking to move in on Rigby. Boyd came out for it. He stops, pushes back out for Reynolds. Long 3 attempt. Hey, look at Reynolds.
Oh, that's where Steph Curry and the boys shoot from way out there behind the arc. I'm not sure Reynolds actually knew when he raised up how far he was and somehow was able to make the adjustment, knock it down.
4 of 6 from the arc is Reynolds. Frayer. There. Beautiful. What you were looking for that first time you went down there.
Yeah, not the 12-footer, the 4-footer.
Yeah.
That's a nice little shot for Frayer. He can master that one. That's going to be a very tough young man to stop in future years.
Fifi and Adu called for the foul. Good move by Rigby, driving on Fifi. Timeout on the floor, 11:43 to go in the second half. GCU staying on top. They lead at 78-45.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Majerle, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening. Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a University Championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
Under 12 to go in the game, and at center court right now, GCU honoring its work it does with the Best Buddies program. They have a big friendship walk coming up this weekend. Meanwhile, we know the Lopes love to play here at GCU Arena. The score right now, 78-45. So they are on a good pathway right now to capture their 10th straight home victory. We know there's a reason why they say home sweet home, but what if you're a team without a home court? Well, then you would look a lot like the Bethesda Flames schedule. They have 23 games away to start the season. They don't have their own home court at their collegiate facility, which is located in Anaheim. In fact, they practice at the American Sports Center in Anaheim. That's where Team USA Volleyball has its home practice facility. So this basketball team, I think, it really probably, you can speak to it too, Scott, to play on the road, to not have your own home court, what it means to these players. And you see them out there tonight really just giving it all, showing heart, not giving up no matter what the score is.
Yeah, it's tough. playing anywhere at this level is tough, especially when you had to go on the road. I feel for these young fellas not being able to have the advantage of a home court advantage.
Vittori muscling his way, draws the foul on Oscar Freyer.
And too, Scott, you're speaking to them not having their home court, but I'm sure you and Barry are noticing these players, though, I think are energized by the GCU home advantage with this crowd here. I think it's energizing their play out there. They're having a lot of fun taking in this crowd and using it to their advantage in some ways just to fuel their play out there.
No, they certainly are here in the second half. I think that maybe they lost their focus somewhat in the first half from it, but now in the second half, they've been able to harness that energy like you're speaking of, and it has elevated their play here in the second half after a slow start.
Vittori connects. Adrian Marlos in the game, in the corner. Fifi Adu.
Fifi Adu is having himself a basketball game tonight. The kid's got himself 14 points in this basketball game, and you know they're really doing a nice job from behind the arc. That's the 10th three-point shot. They're 10 of 19 from the land of three.
And 6 for 6 here in this second half.
My goodness.
Boyd puts it back.
Oh, Buddha working hard underneath. There's no quitting that young man's game. Let's say not so young man's game. Yeah, young for me. I'm pushing 49 here, so.
Really?
I know I look 29, Barry, but.
Kerwin
Yep,
Smith
49.
kicks out. Kenzo.
Buckets.
Oh, those two.
You know, I've heard stories about this young fella being able to put that ball in the basket. We saw a little glimpse of it against San Diego Christian, and getting to see some more of it here tonight. It's going to be, once he starts getting some consistent playing time, coming off of a tough Achilles injury, I think the sky's the limit for this young fella if he can find a consistent stroke. Curtis Smith with another board.
Lopes hitting over 71%. Nudo's three rings out. Chaparral High School, Scottsdale, Arizona. Homegrown talent. Otterstedt working on Fifi off the glass.
Great feed, sorry, Barry. Great feed by Buddha Boyd. Showing patience, waiting for Stagg to get himself in good position underneath. Nice little pump fake to finish the play.
Carry-on kicks back out. Fifi from three-point land. Rebound underneath. Freyer tried to put the push back. Got the elbow.
Look at this one again here. Smith, once you get that ball down in there, below that painted area, that close to the basket, all the attention goes to the ball, and Nudo does a good job moving to an open spot on the floor beyond the vision of the defense to get that pass and knock it down. So not only a good shooter, but a smart player.
Wasn't in the act of shooting, apparently. Freyer and Boyd having a few words. Adrian Carry-on in the game. Moving to his right.
Carrion's hair has gotten long since that road trip. He needs to see the barber for the next game on Saturday.
Driving baseline. Vittori called. Foul on Oscar Freyer. Vittori is fourth. Boyd's going to check out.
Yeah, speaking of hair, look at Boyd's hair. You know what I say about hair, though, Barry? It's overrated.
It's amazing. I had that same look.
Bald is beautiful.
What's about here? I'm contemplating that look as well. Kenzo Nudo, three.
I will be calling you Buddha if you go bald.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be awesome. Smith. No whistle. Rebound underneath. Freyer can't get it.
It's turned into a church league game here. No
It is,
whistles.
isn't it?
They're just letting them play out there.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't get out of hand. Carry on. Look left. Now he finds Kenzo. Freyer down inside. Kerwin Smith. Nudo comes over. 10 on the shot clock. Freyer beyond the arc. He wants three. Not there. Pulled down by Calfani Williams. Leaves for Rigby. Rigby moving it up the court. Near side. Led by Freyer. Twisting back out front. Edge of the paint, down low. Nice pass by Rigby to Darnell Christopher. The wave has started here at GCU Arena.
We're going to do it?
Not quite sure if
do
that's ever happened here before, but let's do it. Kenzo Nudo stopping and popping, not there. Fifi Adu's there for the rebound.
Oh.
Can't put it back. Pushed out of bounds. It'll belong to the Lopes.
Fifi Adu using his long arms underneath that basket. Cannot believe he couldn't get that putback to drop.
7:59 on the clock. Fifi Adu with 14 points in the game, 3 of 5 from the arc. As Coach Marley talked about it earlier this evening, he wanted to see more of Oscar Freire, wanted to see more of Fifi Adu, and Fifi's lighted it up.
He wants to see consistency from these guys. He wants to see him bring energy, not only just getting shots, but also be able to run the basketball club. And he realizes Dwayne Russell, he's only got for a few more basketball games. He's going to have to go to Shaq Carr and Fifi Adu. Can they play defense? Can they run a floor? And Fifi Adu has certainly showed that he can tonight. I love this one right here because there's no hesitation. It's a 1-2 rhythm shot, 1-2 rhythm shot. Those are the shots that you work on in practice, and you better have the confidence to take them in the basketball game. But Coach Marley gets somebody else in there that will. So Adu has delivered tonight.
Well, the GCU Lopes are 10 of 23 from three-point land. Braun is at 4 of 5 from long distance. Let's send it over to Kate.
Well, speaking of three-point land, maybe they were inspired by what they saw before the game.
Inspired?
You know, players warm up before a game.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
so do announcers.
Oh, no, you guys showed my air ball?
Wait, Scott Williams, wait, what?
Oh, I thought I had that one.
Actually hit the rim.
You must have forgot to roll the cameras when you made one, right, Scott?
Well, you know, in fairness to me, they gave me a ball. They gave me a ball that was a little flat. It was a little deflated.
Tom Brady doesn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it didn't have the proper pressure.
There's a controversy
Tom Brady
here.
has no problem with that, Scott. I don't know.
It was under pressure.
I want to redo next game.
Redo
I
next game?
want to redo. I'm going to work on my game between now and then on Saturday. We're going to roll those cameras again before the start of the game. I'm definitely going to make one.
Well, good luck
Get
with
here
that.
early, Scott.
I used to make one out of every 3 shots. So it was kind of like my last thing I did prior to leaving the floor in pregame warm-ups. I would make nearly 1 out of 3.
How many threes in your pro career?
I don't know. I got a couple, though.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, I got a couple.
Were you as surprised as everybody in attendance? Or?
I don't know, man.
No?
The only thing was, though, Phil Jackson would fine us if we missed. So it was kind of that danger zone, and I was making the league minimum. I told you that.
Yeah.
So, look at
Picked off by Fifi Adu. Wheels up!
Like that by Adu. He's got a couple of those steals now. Just using those long arms, getting that paw in the passing lane, stealing those basketballs. New career high for Fifi Adu in points now, 16.
Henderson stopping, popping, Nudo with the rebound. How does this feel like a Globetrotters Generals game? Inside, Rigby. Latorre. He was swarmed there by the Lopes. Was Williams.
Look at Fifi Adu right there, just shooting that passing lane there, gets that steal, and he elevates very nicely, but it's the wingspan of Adu that allows him to do so much on the defensive end.
Well, they'll definitely enjoy this one this evening, but they've got to hit the court and get focused for the next 3 games, starting with Bakersfield on Saturday. Let's send it back over to Kate.
Well, guys, they don't call him Zero the hero for nothing, that's for sure. Tonight, the team faring all right without Dwayne Russell, but you know when WAC action returns here to GCU Arena on Saturday, they're going to want their man in action. After all, when it comes to conference stats, it's looking pretty good with Dwayne Russell on top, leading all scorers with averaging just over 23 points per game. And he may be a leader in scoring, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know how to dish it as well. Dwayne Russell coming out on top as far as assists as well, averaging just under 5 assists per game. Some impressive numbers when it comes to conference action, and we've been talking about it all year, but Dwayne Russell really recognizing he got this gift of eligibility this year here in a Lopes uniform, taking advantage, going out there, enjoying the game, making things happen for his team. And I'm sure, as painful as it is for fans to see him not in action tonight, because I know they like to watch this game, there's no one having trouble wearing street clothes more than Dwayne Russell right now.
No doubt he'd love to be a part of the show, and you can be part of this show. Be sure to get your GCU men's basketball tickets now. Get great WAC conference tickets coming up for games against Bakersfield this Saturday, UTRGV and New Mexico State on February 11th. And remember, the GCU Arena, a great place to bring the entire family. Reserve your tickets now by contacting the GCU box office at 602-639-8979 or by logging on to lopestickets.com. Adrian Carry-On, Frayer, Kerwin Smith, Kenzo Nuno, and Fifi Edu in the game inbound. Out to Rigby, tied by Adrian. Rigby back out, Reynolds, and lethal from three-point land. 4 of 6 from the arc. This time he drives, goes up high, beautiful left hand off the glass.
Well, he got the switch he wanted. He got Frayer on him, and he's just a little faster than Frayer. Frayer thought he'd be able to recover and beat him at the rim, but lifted that ball a little over the outstretched arm of Frayer.
Nuno for 3. Pulled down by Williams. Rigby. Moving down low, comes back out. He was swarmed by Frayer and Carry-On. Back over to LaTorre. Inside, over the head of Williams. 6:23 to go. All GCU tonight. They've led it from start to finish. Carry-On getting extended minutes. Nuno driving, kicks back out. Frayer. Now to Carry-On. An open look for 3. Not there. Bench was ready to go.
Yeah, they love it when Adrian takes a shot. He's so unselfish trying to set everybody else up when he gets in the ball game. I wish he'd be a little bit more selfish and call his own number some after he's got a couple guys involved. So maybe they'll get another opportunity before this game is over to knock one of those threes down.
Pass just to the hands of Fifi Edu. It'll be inbounded right by the bench of the Flames as we look at Adrian Carry-On from Seville, Spain.
Hard-working young man. The work he does in practice to get the Lopes ready to play, running the scout team, running all the plays that they'll see, takes care of that basketball, gets everybody in the right place when he's on the floor. Look at General.
Reynolds. Been hot in the game for the Flames. Has 14, that one doesn't go. Up for Oscar Frayer, driving, right hand, and it goes in.
How did he get behind the defender? It looked like the defender had taken away the baseline, and somehow Frayer got real skinny and worked himself to the right side to the bucket.
Frayer and Braun lead the way with 17 points.
Adrian gives the ball up early, and Frayer just knifes by Reynolds on that right baseline. I couldn't have got through that crevice, I know that much. I saw that picture of me shooting that 3 on that half-court shot. I don't really look that big, do I?
No, the TV ad's like 30 pounds or whatever,
right?
50, I don't know.
That's what I figured.
You've had an awesome month.
Yeah, that was pretty nice right there. Nice little hard-fought bucket inside.
Carry-On to his right, Kenzo Nuno inside. Bounce pass, Kerwin Smith. Unable to gather it up. Leaves it there for C.J. Johnson to push it up for Rigby. Rigby moving out to his right. Henderson. Now to Rigby, looking to his left. Motioning. Wants some movement. Trying to find an opening. Back to Johnson. He's going to lay up the 3, and he finds the bucket.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy for these guys because, you know, Kate mentioned it. She said they were a little rattled to begin the game. Now they're using the energy of the crowd to keep them going here later in this game. And
making some buckets.
Nudo. Carry on driving up high, left-handed in! Adrian, carry on!
I didn't know Carry On had that kind of quickness to get to the basket. The smallest guy on the floor goes inside amongst the biggest guys and got himself a lay-in.
Foul by Kenzo Nudo.
Adrian says, hey, I'm not just here for my good looks. I can go inside there and get me a bucket as well. Look at the bench loves it. I love it when the bench supporting all their teammates 1 through 15.
The lead is 30, 89, 59, 3:52 to go on the clock. It's all GCU here on Cox.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high-quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. I've gone through things that can't necessarily be taught, and so that paired with everything that GCU is doing for me, I feel like, is setting me up for success. To have someone say, like, I want you, that's like a lot for someone like me. They're changing people's lives. By changing my life, now you changed my little brothers and sisters because they saw that I went to college. It'll just be, my greatest accomplishment, not just because it's a diploma, but because, I did what no one really thought I could do. When they say, find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Grand Canyon men's basketball is brought to you in part by Canyon State Credit Union. Committed to you. Barry Vitale, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth from GCU Arena in Phoenix. It's all GCU tonight. 30-point lead. First of 4 here on their home court upcoming.
Yeah, I mean, this was a explosion offensively for the Lopes. Back in their home court with the Havocs going crazy. They just came out of the gates like a rocket ship. 51 points in that first half, and they haven't looked back since. The only question is, how many points over 100 will they get tonight? 3:52 to play. Now you got even Adrian's getting in the box score. You got Fifi Adu with a career-high 16. Oscar Frere with 17, and 2 others in double figures in score.
Number 40, Nehemiah Allen checks in for the Lopes. Lake Oswego, Oregon native. Young bringing it up the court. Son of a coach. Young finds an opening, pulls back, Fifi. Bounce pass inside, Frere turning around, looking for Kenzo Nudo, 3-point land. Rings out, Fifi reaches up over the top. There's a foul on Weatherall. Fifi.
Fifi Adu just reaching over the top there. I think the officials thought maybe that the Lopes might have been in the bonus. They forgot they haven't blown their whistles at all here in the second half. So just the 15th foul for the Lopes.
DeVito. Weatherall. Henderson way long from downtown, doesn't go. Nudo with the rebound. Marion bringing it up the court, goes to his left. Nudo. Marion looked right, went back. Nudo pulled it in just beyond the arc. Too heavy. Weatherall. 3 minutes and counting. Ooh, almost picked off by Frere. Johnson. Frere got a hand on it.
I think they're going to get Frere a block shot there.
Bounce pass. Frere! Oh, too good.
Yeah, that was nice. It was almost like he hesitated, waited for the runway to clear, and then took off down that left side right to the front of the rim. And instead of dunking it, he just flipped it in.
Vida Soft floater, hits the front of the rim, and Noodle pulled down the rebound. Carry on the run. Near side, in the corner, Frere. Back out to carry on over to Nudo. The right corner. Fifi got caught looking and swatted away by Weatherall.
I think he wanted to pass it inside to Allen and just lost the ball.
Levita hits off the glass. Approaching 2 minutes left to go. The Lopes on their way to their 15th victory. Timeout on the floor.
I think Coach Majerle wanted to get the timeout to get a couple guys in on the floor. Doesn't really want to stop the action. He's not trying to rub anything into the other coaches, but he wanted to get some guys in on the off his bench that generally don't get opportunities to get that much minutes, and didn't want to see that clock continue to tick off. Want to get him at least two minutes worth of action here.
Sheik, Cy Sylvain, and Juwan Washington back in the game. We saw him recently, and how about that? Washington.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know you only got 2 minutes to work. You get that basketball, you might as well get something up. You got to make it happen.
Vita connecting. Season high 93 for the Lopes. Carry on driving, stopping. Washington pulls back out, looks to his right, Nudo. Cy Sylvain stopping, 3 points. Oh, it rings out for Sheik.
New York wanted that one. He got himself a bucket the last time he got out there on the floor in front of the Havocs.
Reynolds looking for another 3, big rebound, and Allen pulled that one down for carry on. 1:15
the floor.
He wanted it back. Nudo in the corner, open for 3. Rebound, pulled down by DeVita, up for Reynolds. Reynolds up high, oh, 2 Flames couldn't pull it down. Allen. To his left, Washington. Sheik, oh, a little flat on the 3. Rebound, Nudo underneath. Floater up over the top.
Well, a lot of guys with some smiles on their face, and that's good to see, because these are the guys that work hard in practice every day. Like I said, they do a lot of the dirty work. It's nice to be able to put that uniform on, and you're going to go out there and use it, get up and down the floor a little bit, have some fun.
Carry on up for
Washington.
Washington.
In the back court. They're pressing him in the back court.
Nudo just inside the arc. Not there, DeVita. Seconds counting down, DeVita from 3.
I think that should just about do it with 18 ticks left on the clock. I don't think Coach Majerle is going to let them take any more shots, but nice effort. They didn't crack it 100 like I thought they were going to. Too many turnovers and some crazy shots down the stretch, but all in all, I think Coach Majerle is happy with the effort. Bethesda came in here. They worked hard. They were obviously outmanned, outgunned tonight. Some much-needed rest for Dwayne Russell after playing 90 minutes in the previous 2 basketball games. And you got the good look from some of those players off the bench, especially Fifi with the career high tonight.
Fun game for the Lopes. They win it 95-66, coming back from a tough 2-game road split, losing at UMKC. Had to go to double overtime at Chicago State. They have this open date. They scheduled Bethesda University before they get back at it Saturday against Bakersfield. UTRGV coming up. And then New Mexico State on the 11th of February. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth with Dan Majerle.
All right, thank you. Well, congratulations. You guys get a dominating win tonight. What stands out to you? What pleases you with what you saw from your team tonight?
Well, we came out and took care of business. You know, that's what we ask. And it was good to get Fifi a lot of playing time, get Kenzo out there, get a little rust off of him and get him some more playing time. So we did what we're supposed to do. Now we get back and focus on the WAC. We got a big week ahead of us.
You talked about doing exactly that, getting more guys into the rotation tonight, seeing them come through tonight. How do you think that can fuel their play heading back to conference action?
Well, you know, I don't know. You know, we're going to have to do it against better competition in the WAC, but I just got to have those guys get out there and start playing. Fifi's got to be aggressive. Got to just think about guarding people. Like I said about Kenzo, it's just about getting his feet wet for next year. I'm not expecting a lot out of him. Got to get Dwayne back, obviously. He'll be ready to play when it's when we get back on Saturday.
I know the focus right now is basketball, but you'll take a little time out tomorrow morning to tee it off. What are you anticipating at the golf tournament tomorrow, and do you know who you're paired off?
Pain. I haven't been able to play a whole lot, a little rusty, but it's going to be a lot of fun. A great golf course. Anytime you can get out there and play with a pro and be a part of that environment, it'll be fun. I'm going to walk 18. Don't know if I'll survive it, but it'll be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. I love to play golf, but it'll be a little bit, little Army golf. It'll be a lot of left and a lot of right. Maybe I'll make a few putts.
Do you know who your pro is?
I do not, so whoever it is, I'm sorry.
All right, at least you'll be there early to figure it all out. Thank you so much. Coach Majerle gets the win tonight, but it's not going to get easy for him as he hits the golf course tomorrow, and as you said, he's got to get off that rust.
Thank you, Kate. Yeah, now I know what exactly my game is. It's Army golf, lefts and rights. Yeah,
a little
that's
left, right,
interesting,
left, your left.
Some smiles on Coach Majerle's face after 95-66 victory. We'll be back to wrap things up from GCU Arena, so keep it right here.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. And now GCU is leading in the area of computer science and IT. With over 200 university degree programs across 9 colleges, on campus and online, join the most inventive concept in education today. Fast track options available with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, and systems architecture. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT. At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty and student advisors. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Here's a look at the game stats after the Lopes win at 95-66. You look at the field goal percentage, bench points. Wow, 36-19, and points in the paint. They owned it, 55-25.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I love that start to open the basketball game, 16-0. I mean, that was really getting off that launch pad nicely.
Yeah, they definitely set the tone early on and made a statement against Bethesda University in this, the first of 4 games on this homestand. Barry Vitale, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth from GCU Arena. Hope to check in with Josh Bronner, another Lopes player coming up. But a big, big victory here as you take a look at your 3 keys, and they had a Southern Cal flavor.
Yeah, they really did. I was going with a little Disney theme for most of them there. That Tower of Terror, I thought that was fantastic. And you know, you mentioned the 16-0 run, and we had 26% shooting in the first half for the Flames, 37% overall we talked about. I love the Space Mountain thing. We were, thrill ride. It was 95 points, but they really did a good job taking care of the basketball. Just 10 turnovers for GCU was fantastic, and they had 16 assists. And I love that when it's not you, it's not me. They came out and they did what they needed to do. Not only the 50 rebounds, but also give them 55 points in the paint. So they were dominant, doing what they do best, attacking that basket inside, and 10 steals in this basketball game for a team that averages 7.5 minutes. They were really aggressive.
So the 3 keys were successful for the Lopes to pick up yet another victory, their 15th of the season. They are now 11-2 on their home court at GCU Arena. Time for our player of the game. We're going to give it to Fifi Adu in the game. He had 16 points in 25 minutes.
Yeah, career high 16 points for Fifi Adu, and he was spectacular on the defensive side. He got himself 3 steals in this basketball, just having good position on the floor, getting in the passing lane, jumping routes. He's 6 of 11 from the field and 3 of 5 from behind the arc. I love the fact he also went inside, got himself 2 offensive boards, used his legs in transition extremely well, and finishes high above the basket. Wonderful game by that young man. Congratulations on a career high night.
Fifi Adu, his coach before the game, said he wanted to give extended minutes to Fifi and to Kenzo Nuno. and he did exactly that. We even saw some extended time for Adrian Carrion and the likes of Juwan Washington and Sheik Shah Savain. These guys, I see some limited minutes, but you mentioned during the game they're out there working just as hard during practice, grinding it out with the rest of the team.
Absolutely. It's important for those guys to be able to find minutes in games like this. Coach Marley, smart, veteran, crafty coach, realizes that you keep those guys hungry by throwing them a bone in this game. He even called a timeout at one point to get some guys some extra ticks on the clock.
Well, it looks like Kate Longworth is joined by Josh Braun.
All right, thank you guys. Well, Josh, I know on the road you specifically talked about just those first halves not coming out, establishing Lopes basketball. Tonight, how important was it for you guys to set the tone with that 16-0 run?
Yeah, I think we got off to a good start. Played well defensively. That's what we needed to do. Main thing was play good defense, get out and run, and we did a good job of that tonight.
And the team coming alive from beyond the arc. What was working for you? 4 for 5.
Yeah, hey, it was good to see a few shots go in. They hadn't been falling lately, so talking with Majerle before the game, he's like, hey, just don't even think about it, just shoot it. So I appreciate the advice, and praise the Lord, they were going in tonight.
Yeah, when you get advice from the Godfather, you take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Godfather to the mayor to the bucket. And when you guys bottle up this game, obviously competition not exactly the same when you're playing in conference, but are there some points you can take from this game, carry over to Saturday?
Oh, of course, and you want to get your team rolling and playing well going into those other conference games. When we've got a 7-day break and you throw a game like this in there and use it to learn, use it to develop, use it to make sure that we're rolling once we get into those conference games.
You're such a natural leader out there, and your game has come easy to you for the Lopes. I know you work hard at it, but you've been able to go out there and achieve such success. But when you look at some of the younger players tonight getting more involved in the action, what do you think that means for them, and how do you think that can help their game?
Well, I think it's awesome to get reps. That's the big thing. Once you get out here, in front of the fans and everything, get comfortable with it. Make sure you're playing hard. You kind of find your role, figure out how to work on the court, how to work with everybody, and it was good for them to get some good time, and they worked their tails off and did a good job tonight.
And the game plan heading into Saturday, and from now on, they're all must-wins, right?
Yeah, you got it. That's the truth. We got to make sure we win them all.
Game plan specifically, or how do you go out there and make it Lopes basketball?
It's the same thing. You got to come out ready to play defense. Shoot the ball well, and let the chips fall where they may.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Congrats on a big one tonight. All right, guys, we head back over to you. Josh Braun just doing what he does naturally, right? Leading this team to a big victory.
He's so good on camera, too. He is the mayor, isn't he?
He's so, it's amazing to see his maturation in that category, too. I remember his first season and the camera in front of him. So it's great to see the poise not only off the court, but on the court as well. He represents his university very, very well. You take a look at the WAC standings, as Kate mentioned to Josh, it's going to be a dogfight to the finish as the Aggies are in top 7-0.
7-0, rolling at 20-2 now, 19-game win streak, second longest in the country behind Gonzaga. CSU Bakersfield 5-1, Grand Canyon 4-2. So they got a big one on Saturday. Try to make up some ground. They got to run the table. They got to pull Aaron Rodgers. They got to run the table and hopefully get a little help from somebody else on to help them out on New Mexico State. They want to get a chance of a share of the WAC. One thing I also want to mention that I forgot and I had written down when we were going to talk, Oscar Frere.
Yeah.
He was fantastic tonight. He had tied his career high with 19 points, and I want to make sure I give that young man some recognition. He did a great job defensively as well.
Amen. Well, the WAC race is on, and no game will be more important this season than Saturday's game against the Roadrunners of CSU Bakersfield. The Runners are the defending WAC champs, winning last year's tournament to advance to the NCAAs. They're led by dynamic point guard Diedrich Basil and sharpshooting Damian Durham. Be sure to tune in to the CW6 at 6:30 for the Lopes pregame show with Kate Longworth. Watch online at GCU.tv or listen to Michael Potter and Tom Kuiper on the iHeartRadio app. That'll do it from here at GCU Arena, where tonight the Lopes extinguish the Flames 95-66. Please join us again when GCU hosts Bakersfield Saturday. For Kate Longworth, Scott Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Barry Butel, wishing you a wonderful evening.